guys. 1 minute. Hi, everyone. Oh, yes. Okay, so it's that time of the day. Welcome to another episode of Motivational Monday, where each one teach one. Hope you guys had a brilliant weekend and, everything with God's blessing, right? Father, I just want to thank you this afternoon for bringing us through this week, giving you all the praise, all the honor, and all the glory. Everyone that is watching this broadcast tonight, dear Lord, touch their hearts, touch their souls, and touch their minds. Help us to walk your path, dear Lord Jesus, in no other name but in Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Okay. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Deb. All right. So, later on I'm going to bring on my guest. Actually, he's on his way. So, I will just read our goals for Motivational Mondays, alright? Our goal is to educate and empower anyone regardless of their race, culture, ethnicity, or faith struggling with an assortment of life adversities. We believe education enlightens dark paths less traveled and liberates a sense of hopelessness. We believe the safety of transparency illuminates and activates the true meaning of caring, sharing, unreveals, and emancipate wholeness. Our group sessions are designed to introduce a mix of information, life topics that surround individuals, our families, communities, and nation. Your contribution is uplifting, and supporting others in the struggle will be appreciated. So guys, once again, word of this week. One moment. Paper fly away. Okay, so the word of this week is verisimilitude. The appearance of being true or real. Once again, the word of this week is verisimilitude. The appearance of being true or real. Okay, so we have the Philia just walked in. She's going to join us now, but I'm going to give you the health topic for today. And we're going to talk a little about symptoms of mold in your home. Mold can be an invasive and silent enemy in your home. It tends to grow behind walls, on the floors, and in the cracks and curves around your home. In short, you often can't see it. However, there are some clear symptoms of molds in your home. Understanding these symptoms and keeping an eye and nose out of them can help you get ahead of any mold problem before you get too serious. We'll take a look at some of the structural symptoms of mold in the home and then touch some of the heart-related symptoms you may find in mold in the home. Philia, you want to join us?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So guys, Philia just step in. I'm on, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You're on.
Yeah.
Hello. Hi, everyone.
So we're talking about molds in the home. If you want, you can have
okay.
something to drink. I put it there.
Please.
First things, where does mold come from and where does it go? Molds generally come from moisture and bacteria trapped in areas with a little light and poor airflow. Molds of all kinds thrive in areas where water is present. This is why you often find mold in areas around the bathtub or sink. These types of molds are easily seen. You will find on slightly black and brown areas where water tends to collect. The more troublesome mold, however, is often found in inconspicuous areas where leaks and moistures may be present, like in the ceilings or wall. Structural symptoms of mold in the home. Use your eyes if you can see mold. You either have the beginning of the problem or a very advanced one. If you find a small amount of mold in your bathroom, you can likely take care of it with a bit of cleaner. If you see it on the side of the walls, however, covered by moldings or other areas, you may have a larger issue. Use your nose. Basement and crawl spaces are inadvertently more humid places, but you really shouldn't get a musky smell. If you venture down your stairs and find that you are overwhelmed with the scent of your grandfather's root cellar, you may have a mold problem.
Yes.
Use your eyes again. If you see moisture or water on the ceiling or wall, you want to take care of it quickly and efficiently, or mold can grow.
Right.
All right?
Okay. It's funny you mentioned that, because I was looking in my bathroom and I'm looking at my ceiling and I'm seeing these little specks. So because I use a lot of black soap, I was thinking that those specks are the splashing, and then I'm looking, but they look kind of like in a weird pattern, and I'm like, okay, this must be mold. So I have to actually go check it out.
Yes,
And,
you have to, right? There are a number of symptoms that may experience even if you have a relatively small mold problem. Mold can be an invasive and silent enemy in your home because spores are inhaled. Mold exposure can cause simultaneous damage to the nose and throat, esophagus, lungs, and bloodstream. It can also irritate the eyes, the nose, and even your skin in some cases. Allergy, cold symptoms. If you find yourself with a runny nose, scratchy throat, or cough, and have never had these symptoms before, you could be dealing with a mold issue in your home. Watery red eyes. Mold spores are constantly in the air when mold is present and can have a drastic effect on the eyes, making them either dry and scratchy, excessively watery. Right? Sinuses is more extreme cases. Extend exposure to mold can cause a sinus infection. So, you know, when those affect, you know what to do. See a doctor and make sure that, you know, you take care of yourself, because having molds and different things is very, very serious in the home.
Yes.
All right?
Yes, you can definitely get sick from it. So.
Yeah. So we want to shout out one of our viewers, Mr. Melvin. He had a birthday.
All right,
Melvin Jr., who always watching the program.
Yes.
Happy birthday, Junior. Hope you had a wonderful birthday. And again, anybody who celebrated a birthday past weekend, gone. Happy birthday. And if you're celebrating a birthday today,
soon,
happy birthday. And then, so tomorrow, guys, will be the 1st of August. All right? And in Trinidad and Tobago, on the 1st of August, we celebrate Emancipation. And I just want to read a little for you guys, Ophelia, if you want, you can do the honors.
Absolutely. I'm going to be an honorary Trinidadian. Trinabagonian, right?
Yeah.
All right. So on August 1st, 1838, the enslaved Africans throughout the British Empire in the Caribbean were freed from slavery. In Trinidad and Tobago, August 1st, 1985, Emancipation Day was declared a national holiday and has since grown into a major national festival where thousands of people participate in various activities. Now, the Emancipation Support Committee of Trinidad and Tobago hosts a week of activities leading up to Emancipation Day, including cultural performances in music, song, and dance. Other activities include an art exhibition, lectures by prominent Pan-African scholars, opportunities for networking and business development opportunities within the Emancipation Village. The Cambule, okay, which is a street procession on Emancipation Day in Theater in Motion, a mass procession throughout the streets of the capital, Port of Spain, featuring African drums, steel band, moko jumbies, and dance groups. The day ends with the flambeau procession later in the night, recalling the rebellion of the African ancestors against slavery. Within recent times, emancipation celebrations have attracted an increasing number of foreign visitors from across the African diaspora. Trinidad and Tobago is now dubbed the emancipation capital of the world, and the celebrations form one of the world's foremost African festivals.
Right.
I love
And
it.
guys, tomorrow, the traditional wear for tomorrow is only African clothes
Yeah.
in Trinidad
Yeah.
and Tobago.
It's
And
good.
right now in Trinidad and Tobago, we have the king, right? His Royal Majesty Otumafo Osei
Okay.
Tutu Tu.
Mm-hmm.
And he is in Trinidad and Tobago right now,
Nice.
visiting the celebrations and everything, which is, again, emancipation. They had a big procession for him,
Nice.
entering Trinidad with all his bodyguards
Yeah, I see the
and
African
everything
garb.
with them. So once again, Trinidad and Tobago, happy
Shout out.
Emancipation
Happy
Day.
Emancipation Day.
I mean, we are a few hours away because it's celebrated the 1st of August.
August, right.
But, again, we want to just say, kudos to you guys
Yeah,
on,
it's a beautiful history.
on
Beautiful
history.
history. I love it.
And, again, a lot of people doesn't really talk about in slavery.
Right. Correct.
And our ancestors came from some part of Africa.
Yeah, absolutely.
You understand? And we are Africans.
You are. You have to acknowledge it.
Whether-
You're mixed with a lot of other things as well.
Yes.
But your roots, definitely.
Your roots stem from Africa, and those
Right.
Indians, we had Indians.
Indians,
Slave came from
The
India.
Caribs, right? Everything else.
And
yes.
my grandmother was a Carib.
Yes, and
The
what they
Arawaks.
call them, there was
Caribs and-
Mesoamerican, and
Right.
there's so many other ones. So
The indentured slaves.
right. But I do, I know some people have speculations about these DNA ancestry kits. Some people feel like, oh, I don't want my DNA out there
Right.
because, who knows what they're doing with it.
Right.
But I do suggest that if you're really interested and you don't have a problem with giving
Information.
information, I do say it helps a lot. There's also African ancestry, which sometimes narrows down to the T, which tribe that
Yes.
you're predominantly from.
Yes.
So so for me, my parents are from Sierra Leone, West Africa. So I did it anyway because I was like, okay, let me just see for real. And they down to the T, Sierra Leone. I'm like, God,
Right.
I'm not mixed with anything.
My son
you know?
took his own.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, and we
Nice.
do have some, I think he told me Irish and different things in
That's
our
good.
line.
Nice.
So you never know. I
You
mean,
never
it's something
know.
good if you want to just know
Right.
where you're from or
Right.
have some inclination.
Yes, of course.
You
I
know,
think it's
nothing
really
wrong with it. It's
Nothing
always
wrong
good
with
to know
finding.
where you come from and
every time you
embrace
get,
who you are.
right, you
and
get
embrace other people.
notifications with all your cousins,
Yeah.
your sixth cousins from your great grandmother or grandfather. They all trying to check in. So it's kind of interesting.
I think
It's
so too.
interesting,
And as
yeah.
I said again, it's not only the East Indians and Africans we have in Trinidad. We also had Syrians. We also had Jews that came there
Okay.
back in the time. So
Nice.
Trinidad is a multicultural country.
Right.
And that's why we embrace it so much. That's why when you look at us, you could tell we mix with something.
course.
Our nose, our
Right.
cheekbones.
Right.
We have
true.
different features. We
It's
are
true.
not really plain
Or one thing.
African.
Correct.
One thing.
Correct.
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's open.
Yeah. He must be a no.
Okay.
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 Okay, guys. Philia will be right back with our guest. He's ringing the doorbell. And, yeah. So let me just read a short introduction to him. And he is going to join us. His name is Mr. Derek Parsons, music man they call him. He's a retired director of emergency service of New York City for over 34 years. From 2018 on, disability due to the aftermath and effects of 9/11. So we're going to have a discussion about 9/11 and the effects that it had on him. I know that there is a lot of people who lost loved ones for 9/11, and I just wanted to point it out that September the 11th, 2001, 9/11, a series of airline hijacking and suicide attacks committed in 2001 by 19 militants associated with the Islamic extremist group Al-Qaeda against target in United States, the deadliest terrorist attack on America's soil in the U.S. history. The attack against New York City and Washington, D.C. caused extensive death and destruction and triggered an enormous U.S. effort to combat terrorism. Some 2,750 people were killed in New York, 184 at the Pentagon, and 40 in Pennsylvania, where one of the hijackers' plane crashed after the passengers' attempt to retake the plane. All 19 terrorists died. Police and fire departments in New York City were especially hard hit. Hundreds had rushed to the scene of the attack, and more than 400 police officers and firefighters were killed. So that's just a short excerpt about 9/11, if you guys don't know. And after 9/11, we have encountered a lot of changes in America. And they got very tight on security, making sure our borders and everyone is safe. You know, I know too, with the immigration system, long ago when we used to come, we never had our eye print taken, our fingerprints taken, and different things like that. So it caused a lot of different things in our country, just to make sure now that we are more safe than before. So that's just a little history on 9/11. Is there again?
Yes.
All right. So, you know, safety is our number one concern anywhere we go, in and around Trinidad and Tobago or in the world. All borders, you know, start off just, you know, making sure that their countries is good. Okay. Come on, Derek. Yes, so our guest is here, so he'll come and join me.
I come and join you?
Yes, Derek.
How I can come and join you just so?
Guys, this is Derek.
I'm a madman, you know. Okay.
Welcome to Motivational Monday.
Good afternoon, everybody. You guys have to forgive me because I listen to my radio station right now and Shadow playing Tie Me Down, and I have to take that off and focus basically on what's going on to date right now.
Right.
Because Miss Madame right here, she asked me to come in and speak with you guys for the relationship for 9/11.
Right. So you want to give us a little?
No.
But okay,
You's the one who's hosting the show. I'm
Okay.
not going into anything unless you ask me to say something.
Okay. So welcome to Motivational Monday, where each one teach one. Thank you for taking the time out to come and hang with us. So I know.
First begin. Let me introduce myself, if you guys don't know. My name is Derek Parsons. I'm also known as the Music Man Derek. I'm also the Director of Emergency Services for the city of New York for over 34 years. I've been in many law enforcement agencies because I was with NYPD, I was with corrections, I was with Border Patrol agents. I've been there, done that, but within the latter half of my career, I've always run the emergency services for the city of New York. And I'm not retired as yet because they didn't allow me to retire as yet. But right now, I'm still home on disability and everything there per se. So I want to cut that straight and cut it clear. So any questions that you guys have to put together back and forth, this is not somebody from history. This is somebody still dealing with what's going on in our livelihood to make us better. So
Right.
You got it.
So Derek, how give us a little background on how you happened to be there on 9/11. Could you take us back a little bit?
Well, on that day, it was election day.
Okay.
Okay, it was election day. It was local elections, not a big elections towards government elections that we elected a president or whatever.
Right.
It was local election day.
Right. And this was in the morning time?
Yeah, the morning time.
Okay.
Okay, and let me tell you something. It was a beautiful day. People wouldn't understand.
Right.
And I telling you my truth, what happened to me. Okay,
Yes,
I can't tell you what happened to anybody else.
Right.
So that morning, normally we get in the office. We get in the office like about 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning.
Where was your office? In the trade center itself?
Nope.
Okay.
One down White Police Plaza and
Okay.
100 Gold Street.
Okay.
We downtown.
Right.
Okay. And while we down inside of there now, your normal day, you're breezing around all day. Next minute, you hear, boom.
A loud sound?
Yeah. Boom. And with my position, all of us run outside. You run out, you're like, what the hell?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, listen, don't take my words in a wrong way what I'm saying, right?
Right.
But I'm talking to you all straight talk, no bullshit.
Right.
What the hell? We run outside now, and all of us looking up, and what? A plane hit the tower there now. Okay? And the first thing we are doing is to figure out how to evacuate.
Right.
Which parts the tower is going to fall.
Right.
I mean, because the way this plane came in now and the way it's on fire, it's either it's going to lead back to north.
Right.
Is something going back to the south or to the east or the west.
Right.
The west is to the river.
Right.
The east going back to Brooklyn and Queens. The north is going back uptown Manhattan, everything that way.
Right.
And the south going back to lower Manhattan. And watch me, we stand up there and we was like, yo, D, what are you gonna do?
Right.
We have to do evacuation. Move everything evacuation. Right?
Right.
While we doing this now and we planning and you say, you know what? Forget about this thing. Let me start to evacuate because from the time the plane came in, the plane came in from the north heading to the south.
Right.
And heading to the towers, right?
Yes.
And we running towards the towers. Trust me, we're running, because from one Center Street Police Plaza, we on the bottom of the Brooklyn Bridge. Everybody running towards the World Trade Center.
Right.
We're running down towards there, and then came the second plane came in.
Wow.
Listen to me. I'm not lying to you all. Okay.
Yeah.
When that second plane came in and hit the second tower, trust me, the hair on my skin and everybody's skin is like it melted immediately. And that is all up on 100 and something floors.
Right.
Okay? Right? And when that thing hit inside there, watch me, I'm not lying. Trust me, y'all, I'm not lying.
No, you're telling the truth. So we're telling the people.
Let me tell you something, man. I mean, to feel that, to relive it, is not easy.
Right.
Because I don't even want to talk about this, because talking about it brings back bad memories.
Right.
And there's something wrong with that also too at the end of the day. So when the second plane came in, it came in at a lower level, and it hit the second tower at a lower floor. So when that happened there per se, we all decided to evacuate the whole of downtown there.
Right.
And let me tell you something, which is the truth. I'm not lying to you.
So how did you all come with formulate a plan now?
Well, I have to say something which is very important to me.
Right.
Okay? My mother got a hold of me on the phone, and she says, Derek, your brother is on the first tower, And while I run in now, I go in and deal with my brother too.
Right.
Okay? because she called me and she says, you know, all the networks was down. Because if you guys don't know, the World Trade Center had the only bases for all the satellite networks and the phone networks, and the only other person that had that was the in 34th Street Center. They what you call 34th? No, you guys gotta bear with me. 34th Street had the backup bases.
Right.
Which is called it's not Lincoln Center. It's, shit, man. They still have towers and shows going on over there, right?
Not Madison Square.
No, not Madison Square. But bear with me. So when all that crash, we have backup devices that we have on us.
Yeah.
That we have to take back and forth from there. And while we running and we rescuing and whoever we have to do, the bad part about it, listen, I have to tell you all the truth. If you guys don't understand, I have to tell all the truth. The bad part about it is people that was above the floors where the planes and them came in,
Yeah.
they were jumping out the windows. Woo. And all of a sudden, we seeing people coming on and go, blah, 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 blah.
Wow.
And trust me, it's not a beautiful sight. It's not something that we could see. When the second plane came in, let me get back to the second plane.
Yeah.
When the second plane came in, I was on the ground. We was nearly, we were at the Trade Center. We was part to the cathedral or whatsoever. And everybody was in a state of shock.
Yes.
So my job basically was to keep people moving.
Right.
There's no assignment assigned to you, no.
Right.
It's just that
Just
we
the
have to
evacuation,
move them out,
move them out.
Everybody was in a state of shock. They were ashamed. They were like, nobody could not move. And, you know, my thing was moving everybody, moving them down. And you know the bad thing about it is, when that thing did happen, that same day, my musical father, Granville Straker, he went in to have a medical procedure. And when he had to have the medical procedure, he had a stroke. Okay? Now, everybody who is listening to this 9/11 stuff back and forth, it didn't take no effect on most of us.
Right.
Right there and then.
Right.
Because when you have emergency service training in your blood,
Right.
you just do whatever you have to do.
Survival.
And not survival.
No, trying to get everybody
move and deal with everybody.
Trying to get everybody safe.
The first that was Tuesday. If anybody who knows that was Tuesday, and that Tuesday, you know what it was? It was the election day in New York City.
Right.
Okay, that was election day in New York City. That Tuesday. Excuse me. And the first time I went home was Saturday. Okay? Even though I communicated with my wife and my children, we know how to communicate when emergencies happen.
Right.
Because we have a backup plan. Whether we're going on the walkie-talkie or it's a text you're sending whatsoever.
Yeah.
My kids was little, feeble, my wife and whatsoever. But we have a way of communicating that if you can't get hold of daddy, hit the radio, the walkie-talkie,
Right.
and there's certain signals that you could send,
Yeah.
and you could tell that you could get hold of daddy. But
Right.
listen to me, real talk, no bullshit, you know. And the first day I ever went home, it happened the Tuesday. I got home Saturday evening. It's the first time I ever left the site downtown.
Right.
And when we was downtown there, okay, the smell was terrible. Because when...
This was like a burn smell?
Yeah. Well, let me go back to when we was evacuating.
Right.
All of we was evacuating left, right, north, south. And nobody expected them towers and them to drop. They
Wow.
dropped straight.
Wow.
everything dropped straight. Nobody expected that,
Hmm.
And when that thing dropped, it was just a plume of dust.
Wow.
And then the second tower dropped too. Okay? I'm serious. I'm not kidding y'all.
Yeah.
We didn't plan for that. Okay? I mean, for real. And everybody was like shell shocked in the thing. And all I had to do is say, move it. Move it. I mean, we moving it there. But for the days from the time the towers dropped until I went home for the first time, the governor of New Jersey, who was the environmental specialist for the United States of America, said everything is good. Everything is good.
No.
For the majority of us, the first responders and everybody who's out there, we are facing and we are battling medical needs there per se.
Right.
Okay? And there's a lot of people who have died
Yes.
that never got what was compensated back to them.
Right.
And with me making a statement onto that, because I spoke to your host on your show here earlier on,
Yes.
the main thing that hurts me the most, okay, that they have the money, they have the funds, they could treat us what needs to get treated before we get cancer in our system.
So have this affected you? I know a lot of people got cancer and different things from the after effects of what had you...
From the effects
Yeah,
from 9/11.
yeah.
Not after effects,
Yeah,
from the effects from 9/11.
9/11. Have you suffered any major ones?
Yes, yes.
Okay, you want to let us know?
The funniest thing about it is basically they're giving you big payouts. Big payouts, they're giving you $1.5 million, they're giving you $1 million, they're giving you $500,000, they're giving you $200,000. And you know what they're giving you that money for? Is if you was treated and you have cancer, we're giving you that money.
Right. So what about the people who don't have cancer?
To me now, I looked at that situation and I'm like, that's real stupid. Because at the end of the day, don't you want to treat us and give us financial, even though you're giving us medical, you guys have to understand something. You see the money talk that I was talking, it's just a payout because you had the cancer.
Right.
But they're giving us treatment all around. Everybody getting treatment, any treatment you need, we're giving it to you. But once you're diagnosed with cancer, we're giving you a payout.
Right.
And to me, it does not make no sense.
Correct.
Because at the end of the day, why would you wait until we get cancer to give we some kind of payout? Because a lot of people, listen to me guys, I'm not lying to you. When that thing happened right there in 9/11, a lot of officers, whether it was NYPD, it was FDNY,
Yes.
whether it was with Port Authority Police or any agency was, everybody just took the money and run. And you know what happened to them after they took the money and run right then and there? The money ran out.
Right.
And then they went back to the government and banging down the door.
Right.
We need more money. But when you guys took the money, you didn't take the money based on your health care. You took the money based on the payouts that they were given.
Right.
And there wasn't even ruling anything for cancer treatments or whatever. They just took it and they gone. And when they finish spending all their money, they come back and they turn around and say to the U.S. government, I have a respiratory situation.
Right.
Or they have a situation going on with the goods,
Right.
which is goods, or PTSD, which is psychologist.
Right.
You can't do that. Why didn't you think outside the box? Okay, so I back to you.
Right.
I hit you so hard, you can't even think it, right?
No.
But wait, I want to say one more thing. Right? I'm speaking on behalf of my experience, what I went through. I'm the Director of Emergency Services for New York City HPD. I've been there for 30-something years, and I know exactly what I go through, okay? But at the end of the day, I never took any payout out of what they was giving us.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, if anything happens to me, I wanted to go to my family.
Right.
And that's my bottom line. And I don't care what anybody have to say. That is my thoughts and that's my thinking. Other people, they take the money, they run, they go and buy boat, house, travel, do whatever they want to do.
Right.
But then when they took all that money now, and then all of a sudden now, listen to me very carefully. When that time had happened, you wasn't sick.
Right.
But on the latter half now, all of a sudden in 2018, 16, 17, 18, all of a sudden the air quality, the minutes or whatsoever that was in a digestive system, making a lot of us sick.
Right.
And then all of a sudden now, they're running back to the government and to and say, oh, what is in it for me? No. Did your brains think outside the box?
Right.
Governor Christine Christie, she was the governor. And she turned around and said the air quality was perfect. Which was not true. But, you know, we as first responders, we ain't know. We just doing our jobs. Okay? And I'm not lying to y'all. When that plane came in there, it came on a Tuesday. Came on a Tuesday at 8:45 and 9:27.
Right.
Okay? And I could tell you all straight talk, no bullshit. And I was running up inside there past the cathedral or whatsoever it is there per se. You guys don't know what it is they hear. Plap, plap, plap. You know what that plap is? That means bodies just jumping out from on top there. They're jumping out because they don't want to get burned up.
Yeah.
Okay? You know, that is some serious thing. And when you watching that and you looking at that, because you guys don't foresee that, it's like, oh, wow. They know who wow, you know. You're facing a situation, and we was trying to evacuate whatsoever, and nobody never expected the towers and them supposed to just drop.
Bam.
Bam!
Was your brother safe?
Yes.
Good. God is good.
Because my mother called me to go get my brother.
Right.
Okay? But at the end of the day, the Lord walked with in mysterious ways. So I done explain what I have to explain. So this blonde woman, she could beat me up for all she wants right now.
So how do you deal with the trauma? Because this could be very traumatic. Just listening to your story alone, how do you deal with it? Are you going therapy? Do you take medication? How do you deal with it? Because I think this is a lot to deal with.
Well, to tell you God's truth, yes, therapy has been given. We talk with psychologists and other things back and forth. But, you know, even though you will discuss what happened to you.
Right.
But discussing it doesn't help the situation. But when you drive across the Brooklyn Bridge, or you drive across the Manhattan Bridge, and you go back downtown, back and forth, that picture has come to your mind.
Right.
So we can't speak with that because at the end of the day, it is what it is. It's how you live in and how you're facing reality and how you blanket up. You had to blanket up out here. You had to take that out here screenery.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, you say we have to move on.
Right.
But sometimes you can't move on because, you know, what you face, it was something difficult.
Yes.
And talking to a psychologist, talking your problems, talking it through. Yes, it does help for some people.
Right.
But I know from since then, some people took their own lives.
Right.
After that experience because they can't adjust.
And I'm sure it had a lot of mentally ill people after mentally, right? Who took on maybe committed suicide, but some of them.
No. You know what's the mental? you're talking about, it's called PTSD,
Right.
post-traumatic stress disorder.
Yeah.
Okay, and I would like to share one thing with the listeners who's on the podcast right now. Okay, you guys would not even believe that the agencies open back up, whatever offices open back up right after that scenario had happened, right? But I noticing when that happened that we even had a lot of clerical staff,
Right.
okay, that get they were diagnosed with cancer and dropping down dead too, and not knowing it was part of from when the planes and them come in, the towers and them drop, the fibers that's in the air. It was fiber optic things that these women and them will also facing too. Because watch me. Even though I'm running operations, you have to support staff with you too.
Right.
Support staff meaning to say the ones who copying the paperwork, who doing whatsoever back and forth, the ones who work in the office.
Yes.
The same ones that you can turn on every morning and say, "Hi, Derek, what's going on?" You know.
Yes.
And then when you see they turn around, they dropping down like flies. How do you think they dropping down like flies? Because of the same air they were breathing in, they were coming into the facilities.
Right.
Because this wasn't part of COVID, you know.
Yeah, I know.
We way past before COVID.
Yes.
We never used to wear masks or nothing like that.
Right.
That there per se.
How this affected your family, your wife, your children?
Well, in this effect, in regards to my wife and children and them back and forth, me, I am only speaking for me.
Yes.
You guys listen to me. I only speaking for me. My wife and children knows basically exactly when Dad's involved in anything. Because Dad has always been involved in law enforcement and running the entire city and doing back and forth.
Right.
So our communication, that if you can't get me on the phone, I have a walkie-talkie in the house there, and we go to a certain channel and we
Right.
talk.
Right.
And we talk. Okay?
So they will expect.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
they watch me. And if they can't get that, watch me. They know something wrong.
Okay.
No, I'm serious.
Right.
I'm not kidding you.
No, I mean, you know,
Okay. I'm not kidding you,
understand
you
law
know.
enforcement is
No, seriously.
different.
Watch me. Watch me. When back at that time when that thing did happen, you know, we have Verizon, we have AT&T, we had
Sprint.
no, Sprint wasn't
Oh,
there.
no.
No. I'm telling you how much devices I have on me.
Right.
We have Verizon, we have AT&T, and we had this Boost Mobile too, which is another connection. Every connection it had for a phone, Derek has it on his waist. Because we have to learn we have to connect to each other.
Right.
And you guys does not even know. At that given time, what I was trying to tell the Empire State Building, which was the next one.
Right.
When those things did happen, the only transmitter that transmit to the whole city of New York was on the World Trade Center on top of building number 2. They had all the transmissions on top of there.
Wow.
So when that happened and the first plane came in, they hit building number 2, not building number 1, it's
Right.
building number 2. And when that thing came down, your transmission was totally out. Because the Empire State Building was a backup transmission thing. So beyond that, whether or not we had the feed to go back and forth, I always taught my kids and my wife and them, I kept a radio inside the house, a walkie-talkie, and if you need to get a hold of Daddy for whatsoever it is, you know how to hit the channel to get to whatever it has to be done.
Right.
And it was something important, you know. I'm serious, you know. I'm not
That
kidding.
makes a lot of sense, eh?
We know how to communicate because even after that, we talking on 9/11. After that, we had a regional blackout,
Yes, I remember.
and you know, for the whole northeast coast, those radios and them wasn't even working. But at the end of the day, we used to have beepers and texts,
yeah,
right?
beepers.
So I could send a message to them, and they could read the message and they could understand
Right.
what the situation is.
You
Yeah.
see how technology changed from then to now, eh? Drastically.
Well, you know, let me say one thing basically on the feed that we having right now. I've been infected since 2018, okay, and it's not easy. It's not easy for one to be affected. It's not easy for their family either,
Right.
because a lot of people, since they've been affected, they committed suicide. They started smoking weed, going off the grid. You're smoking cigarettes like no tomorrow, going off the grid.
Right.
You're drinking alcohol like, you go dead or whatsoever. And you know what? I was part of them too.
So has anyone reached out to you from the city or where you used to work? Do they keep in contact to see how you're doing?
Yes, we do communicate,
Okay.
but at the end of the day, it's tough.
Yes.
It's tough because every year we just have to do recertification.
Okay.
Recertification meaning to say the causes from 9/11 that you got healthcare effects. What is my effects?
Yeah.
No, I can say what's my effect. Me afraid to say it.
Right.
Okay, I got affected with GERDs. GERDs meaning to say your digestive tracts.
Right.
Okay, I got affected with PTSD,
Yes.
post-traumatic stress disorder,
Right.
which you guys don't understand that. Okay, and then I was in Trinidad after all this had happened there, and I went down before Buju had his concert or whatsoever. And while I was in Trinidad, man, let me tell you something. My chest and everything started hurting me back and forth. And let me tell you something. That was the Thursday.
Yeah.
Buju and them was supposed to do the Saturday. I jump on a plane Friday morning and I come back up to New York. And I went in the house. And I refused to go to the doctor. I spent 1 week in the spare bedroom or whatsoever.
Right.
My pancreas started to act up also too.
Hmm.
My pancreas was inflamed. By the time I got to the doctor in the hospital and them there, they traumatized me. They put the oxygens and everything on me back and forth because I couldn't eat nothing, I couldn't drink nothing, I couldn't do anything back and forth.
Why were you scared to go to the
wasn't
doctor?
no, I wasn't scared to go to the doctor. I never said that. I never said that. I never said that. I'm not going in Trinidad. I'm not going in the hospital in Trinidad.
Trinidad, right. Understood.
Okay? And I jump on the plane from the day
You're getting
the
paid.
day I was feeling the pain, the very next morning I was on a flight back to New York.
Right.
And I came home, I went in the back bedroom spare and whatsoever. And it doesn't make a difference if you give me water to drink, milk to drink, water. All I was doing is gaffing up. Just keep on showing up.
Right.
I didn't even know what the situation was.
Right.
And my wife and my kids and them was beating me up. Dad, come and go to the hospital. Dad, come here. I said, I just lay down. And you know what? That Friday, I got up myself and I dragged myself to the hospital.
Right.
And when I went inside there and they push, they put me through all kind of emergency stuff real quick, within 2 hours.
Wow.
And they found out basically what was going on with me there per se. And trust me, if I continue with my stubborn West Indian man ways, they would have seen a
Thank you
dead
for
man
admitting.
inside of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So no,
Yes.
I'm not kidding. But at the end of the day, we listen, dealing with 9/11 is not easy. There's many different aspects of it. And I could go into more details than you guys know about, but I'm not going to do that. Because at the end of the day, I don't want you all crying.
Right.
I don't want you all to see and know basically what is what. And the funniest thing about it is, at being the emergency service director of the city of New York, I didn't even know. It's up to a couple of days ago, Derek have 33 years of service. You know what 33 years of service is?
Congratulations, eh?
And didn't I tell all that? I was with NYPD. I was with corrections. I was with federal police and stuff like that. I started my shit since I was 16 years old, before 16, you know. And I lied, you know. I used my brother's birth date and to get on to the forces. But it is what it is.
Yeah. So do you plan on going back out to work or you just retire?
Well, I'm not retired as yet.
Okay.
I'm not retired because right now I'm getting Social Security benefits based on some of the stuff.
Right.
But with my pension board, the pension board, I'm going to tell you all something right now. And she don't even know it, but I'll tell you all something which is true. NYCERS, NYCERS, which is NYCERS, the pension board. They denied 95% of us, which is the fire department, police department, and regular departments pension because of 9/11. They cut it across the board and denied us. Plop! And this is where we are. We're in court of it right now.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, listen, you have our money. You're investing our money. We get sick, we need our money.
Right.
And you guys refuse to pay us our money, and we ought to come to the table to like, we ought to go in a walking stick and a cane and turn around and say, you have oxygen tank, and turn around and say, pay me now.
Right.
I'm not bargaining for anybody, but I'll tell them all that the God should. Right now, we in court with NYCERS. I is officially home on disability. Am I retired? No, I'm not.
Right.
I just get my paycheck every bi-weekly, whatever it is. Even though I even say, well, I could come in and whatsoever. No, you cannot do anything there per se.
Right.
But you see that thing with the pension, and the pension fighting us to give us our money back and forth.
Right.
It's a problem.
Yes.
But this is not a political thing. They could do whatever they have to do, because we went in front of the doctors. The doctors and them want to make their decisions, whatever it is, back and forth. I went in front of the doctors and for the first time. Them doctors are 80-something years of age. Stand up, lift up here, bend down low, and that's it.
Yeah.
For real. 6 minutes. Okay? And then turn around and say, we deny you. What you deny me?
Right.
Are you for real? You're not living in what's supposed to be. And you know, the bad part about it is, it's not about me, you know.
Right.
They denied most of the firefighters and everybody their pension benefits too. And most of them is the ones who was up in the towers and thinking back and forth. Does that make sense?
No. Shawnette is asking, are you the age with years of service?
What you mean by that?
I guess if, like sometimes when you're in a company and you reach...
Yeah, you have to reach a certain age.
Yeah.
Darling, do I look like a shipper or... answering your question. Do I look like a shipper or...
So no, you ain't
Didn't I turn around and say I did 30-something years or
Yeah.
whatsoever? So what age you want me to be?
Oh, so...
Let me tell you something. It has people who goes into government jobs and they go in at the age of 18 and you do 20 and out.
Right.
Okay?
Most of it.
And even in my agency where I run whatsoever, 25, 55. Okay?
Right.
And then you have certain government agencies when you turn 62, 65 or whatsoever. Well, you know what? I ain't not 60 something. I mean, you doing that there player person. No,
Yes.
but no. I'm talking straight talk, no bullshit, right? Because no, wait. I have one more thing to say in regards to that, right? When I was small, I was like 12, 13, 14 or whatsoever, right? I always did this commitment in my head. I don't want to live past 30 years of age. I never wanted to. Because I have noticed taking care of the neighbor, mother, or whatsoever there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I noticed when you get old in life, nobody care about you. They give up on you.
Right.
And when you're young, it's something too different. But I didn't know no better.
Right.
I was 13, 14. I was like, shit, boy. I taken my her name, we call her Ma.
Yeah.
I take her Ma to appointments and stuff, and you see how they're treating them and that. And in my brains, here what happening in my brains. And I told my wife that too, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even want to live past 30 years of age.
Wow.
No, because you didn't know past 30
Yes.
what it is. No, you see, you sit down wow, like whatever. Boy,
No,
listen,
you're talking the truth.
I was afraid, you know. I like, look how they're treating the old people and them. Like, you know, you know a baby, how you treat them, how to crawl or walk, whatsoever. All of a sudden, they reach up in age, and nobody ain't had no time with you. They put me in a nursing home, they throwing you back and forth. And I was looking at it, I was like, something wrong with this picture. So, what the young lady was asking?
Even disability is a process and stress to get. She's saying if applying for disability now, that too is a stressful situation and is give you a runaround too with that.
Okay.
Applying for disability.
All right,
That
so-
is if you're disabled.
Alright, so let me answer that question. For anybody that's here legally, you hear the word I said, legally. Okay?
Yes.
I say the word legally. When you apply for disability on Social Security don't want to give you no benefits.
Right.
You have to hire an attorney, and attorney have to fight for you to get your benefits there per se. I never wanted to go to Social Security to get any of my benefits. Because at that given time, when all this mess happened to me, I was going to a doctor's appointment. I was in Long Island, and I ran into the back of a car with a woman who didn't know what the ass she was doing. She just stepped on the brakes, and I was going down the hill, and I hit she, BAM! I said, Lord, but Jesus Christ, Lord have his mercy. The airbag hit me, okay? It pushed me back in the chair, and I bounced back, and my head went through the windshield.
Good.
No, I'm serious. I'm not kidding, okay? But with that being said, Social Security, once you retire
Right.
or you're disabled,
Able, yeah.
based on whatsoever, you've been paying Social Security from since you've been a little child to big. Contributions that's go into Social Security. Okay? Let me tell all of that.
Right.
Don't be afraid to apply to get your Social Security benefits. When you apply the first time, they will turn you down.
Right.
You apply the second time, they go turn you down.
Yes.
You go back with doctor, they go turn you down. The only time I see Social Security does benefit you, you have to hire an attorney.
Okay.
Okay? But with that being said, listen to me very carefully. The attorney can only get a percentage of whatever your case is. Whether your case is going to give you $600,000, they give you $100,000, they give you $60,000, or even they give you $6,000. Your attorney that's working for you, he does only get $650. Not more than that.
Right.
But that attorney knows exactly how to maneuver the system. Okay? Because those judges that you see sitting on the benches within the Social Security Administration use just a card, just a number. They don't give two flying hoot about you.
Right.
But I have never seen anybody go to them directly without going through an attorney to get paid out to any benefit. Okay?
Right.
But I'm going to tell you one thing there per se. Please, hire an attorney. The attorney is going to work in your favor. If any attorney that you're going to work on the Social Security Administration charging you anything more than $650, which is a percentage of the fee, which is the maximum, don't use them.
Right.
Because they don't know what they're dealing with. Good.
Okay. So moving on now, Derek, I know too, how did you get the name Derek the Music Man? Because you're into music and stuff. So give us a little bit. So we finished about 9/11 now. So give me a little history because you're active, eh?
But I'm,
In the
I'm always in
community.
the background.
Yes.
I'm not in the front line.
Yeah.
Okay. My name is Derek Parsons. I was born in Trinidad and Tobago, December 9th, 1965. If anybody wants to know the age and everything there. I was born December 9th, 1965 in Belmont.
Okay.
Okay? I could tell all of the street and everything back and forth, but I don't want to let that out. Because if I let that out, certain people will come and grind or whatsoever back and forth.
Right.
During my raising up, I came to the United States at the age of 6.5 going on 7.
Okay.
The first time I came to the US or whatsoever. But I always had the music and stuff inside of me.
Right.
Okay? And growing up, I grew up in Brooklyn. I grew up as part of the Western American Day Carnival Association.
Okay.
I was the first one also that started up Juve.
Oh, okay.
You guys don't even know that.
No one is telling us history now.
No. Juve started on Woodruff Avenue and Woodruff and Flatbush. You know.
Okay.
A lot of people don't even know that. All they know Flag Woman and all that sort of thing. No. Trust me, it's a lot more than that.
Right.
Where my musical career has came in from is I was born within the musical career because my musical father is called Granville Straker.
Okay.
Straker Records.
Right.
Okay?
With the name before, yeah.
And we were a major label. Okay? My uncle is called Michael Gould. B's Recorded.
Yes.
Alright? In between Granville Straker and B's Recording, we also had Charlie's Records.
Yes.
Okay? And there was a funniest thing going on between Charlie's and my father back and forth. And I couldn't even understand that, you know. You're young, you're going through a lot of things, you couldn't even understand that. But all of we is one family, you know.
Right.
And a lot of people don't even know that. I didn't even go to Charlo's label and the other labels that we own back and forth. But you see that thing called Straker, Charlie's,
Yes.
B's, everybody is all one. And we didn't even know we all one, but we was fighting up each other to try to release the artists and doing many things in many years.
Right.
When I first started out in the music, I was doing calypso, not soca, calypso.
Right.
And then now I was home in Trinidad, and then I came back up to New York. And when I came back up into New York, I started off in WLIB,
Okay.
Inner City Broadcasting Station,
Right.
with Bob Fredericks, Jeff Barnes, and everybody back and forth.
Right.
The man behind the scenes that's doing the music is me.
Okay.
It's not the one who's broadcasting it.
Right.
It's the one who's responsible for everything that we basically playing back and forth.
Right.
WLIB matured me also too. You heard what I said?
Yes.
Matured me. It helped mature me that we understand and grasp our music wherever it has to be done. During that time frame, even prior to WLIB, during that time frame, I used to do reggae parties and everything on Church Avenue and Starlight Ballroom and whatsoever. Trust me, we used to have the best crowds, biggest and everything like that.
Right.
Let me move up to 1984, 86, and then when we had one of the biggest concerts through WLIB, we moved up to the Floyd Bennett Field
Right.
out there.
Oh, yeah. They used to have a lot of parties.
It's some of the best of the best.
Yeah.
And I always kept the name Music Man Derek because I was in parties with my man Maddie
Right.
and many people, and I'm always playing. I'm playing. They're the headliners,
Right.
but
You
I
do.
was a young jock
Right.
playing the music behind them too at the same time, and then I put my name out there, and we just took it one step at a time from there. And I love my culture, I love my music, and I get beat up off of my culture and my music because one thing I'm gonna admit this to y'all, okay? Even though the host is right here, but I tell him she the God's truth. our music used to go from carnival to carnival that come out to Trinidad. But I'm the first one that used to stop and say, yo, this coming out from Vinci, this coming out from Grenada, this coming out from Barbados. I'm playing it in the party.
Right.
And while I'm playing them tracks in the party and back and forth, the DJs in the back there used to bust man and say, what the ass wrong with you?
Yeah.
But that's our music.
Yes.
Good. I go on from
So, I know you have a radio station also. So tell us a little bit about that
there. Okay.
and where we can find you.
Let me go into the radio station aspect of things.
Right.
I always support everybody, never support myself.
Right.
So I did inner city broadcasting, which is WLIB, WBLS.
Right.
When I moved on from WLIB, WBLS, I moved across to WAC Radio.
Yes. Wow.
WAC Radio is a different radio that everybody hearing things online.
Yes.
Okay, online. You guys have to understand online. Not turning a radio dial in your house and you turn to 92 and
Right.
you turn to 93 or whatever. WAC Radio was something that was there that you could listen to us internationally,
Yes.
but locally they have no listenership unless you're in San Fernando and you're in South.
Right.
Because the antennas in them can't pick up nothing down in town. But you can pick way up on South if you're listening locally, and when you go online, you're listening to whatsoever it is there per se. I don't have a problem with WAC. But WAC had a problem with me.
Right.
The problem, what happened is, Derek is so well known that they tried to undercut me. No, watch me. Listen to what I'm saying. They try to undercut me with two of the carnival venues that, like, for instance, Miami Carnival, New York Carnival. Don't talk to Derek, come directly to them.
Right.
No, don't do that bullshit. Because at the end of the day, I'm the one who introduced you guys to all these carnivals and then back and forth.
Right.
I never charge WAC any money to pay me. And at the end of the day, even up to today, we do operate collectively with one another.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I was lying down in my bed one day, and, you know, after all this stuff, you know, you're vexed, you was upset or whatsoever. I was lying down in the bed, and I was like, damn, boy, Dirk, start up your radio station.
Oh, good.
No, seriously. I mean, seriously, I am paying from my 9/11.
Right. Yeah.
I
So
start
take
up
any
a
vision
radio.
to start your own.
Yeah. I was
Yeah.
like, start up my own radio station. Right?
Nice.
Yeah. I didn't even know how to start or whatsoever.
Right. But you had a vision.
Yeah. So I get up, I go downstairs, and bam! From that, I call my boy Edwin Howell
Yeah.
from VP Records and everything like that. I say, hey, Edwin, Bob Fredericks, okay?
Yeah.
If Bob Fredericks is a big name or whatever, I say, yo, listen, I gonna do this thing there back and forth. And, you know, I hired a company for them to bring everything online for me, everything back and forth. And then when I hired the company and everything there per se, it's not as my DJ, because I've been DJing
Right.
from since the early thing. This is your music company. It's going to do it.
Right.
And you had to register your business.
Yes.
And I went and registered the business. And I took off everything from there from August 22nd, 2022.
Okay.
So August 22nd, 2023
It's
coming up
1 year.
is going to be 1 year
Yeah.
anniversary.
Yes.
From that time, from this time, what did I accomplish from since then?
Yes.
I accomplished putting my radio station in place, and I put all my music in automation, because I'm not taking any Johnny Come Lately to
Right.
put on my station.
Right.
No, I'm not that kind of person. Okay? And then a lot of people is coming on board to me to do ads and everything.
Right.
I'm facilitating all that there is said and done.
Okay.
And then my biggest problem was getting a web designer. to design my webpage. And you know what?
Yes.
3 people had come towards me, and there was one person where my cousin Derek Noel, saw me, spoke to me like in a blimp, like a blip,
Right.
and the other people who was challenging me and say, "Oh, you open up your site." The other guy, he had reached out to me like all speed, and I say, "You know what? Go ahead and watch me."
So how is it going now?
It's the best thing I ever see yet in my life.
Very good. So they want to know, how did you get the name?
Music Man Derek?
Yes.
Okay. I have a grandson. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And he's my or speak to me. The same thing my parents used to say I did is the same thing I'm watching my grandson do it.
Right.
Because they said, Derek, before you could have walked, you used to stand up and dance. You were going down the street, Derek dancing. And when he could have walked, we had to stop because Derek hear music playing. That's it. You can't move until he stop whining and he dancing or whatsoever. And that in my head, when I got from the age, when I came here at the age of 6.5 and going on 7.
Yeah.
And I started my musical career. I was 11.5. And I always had music.
Right.
And I call myself the Music Man Derek.
Oh, okay. All right.
I always had music in my head.
Right.
And I said, Derek, you're the Music Man Derek. And if anybody knows me, check this out. Pay attention. My promotions. If anybody knows me for real, you see, there's a word called escape. I always had escape music promotions.
Okay.
Okay.
Good. Nice. So, Caribbean radio station is CRS. So how you come up with that? You just...
Well, for me to decide how to build a radio station, I decided I wanted a radio station like how we used to do with WLIB Inner City Broadcasting, where we intercollect with all the islands and stuff like that, right?
Right.
And when I wanted to name the station, I wanted to name it Caribbean Radio Stations.
Okay.
The reason why I name it Caribbean Radio Stations, because once the station comes up and start broadcasting,
Right.
every island is going to be on the station.
Okay.
Okay, listen to me, guys, very carefully. I already have something in place there per se, which we broadcasting in Grenada, St. Vincent, Barbados, Tortola, St. Lucia, Montserrat, Caribbean radio stations. Okay, we all together and we broadcasting as one. This is not a Trinity thing.
Right.
It's not a Bajan thing.
Right.
It's not a Grenadian thing. And for those who in Guyana, you guys on board also too at the same time. They fit in the time slots that I'm going into, but I am not doing nothing for free. Everybody who's coming on board with me, we sharing our advertisement and we paying for whatever has to be done. Because free thing, not good. It's like, for instance, all you hear, cheap thing, not good.
Right.
Right or wrong?
Right.
And that we take it from there. So people has asked me, why you have the S at the end of station
Yes.
as S stations?
Yes.
Because we're going to be broadcasting in various stations.
All over. Okay.
Right.
Great. Okay, so in wrapping up now, what would you like to tell the fans out there, or what words of wisdom you have to leave
All right.
with them?
Well, one thing that has been happening lately that is not too nice, but at the end of the day, I need you guys to come together collectively and actually support what's going on with the Caribbean ventures. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
In New York City right now, you can't throw a party last past XYZ time limit. I mean, it's drama. Okay? In Boston, same shit. Drama, 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 drama. The only thing I ask you guys to do, we have moved from terrestrial radio, which is you turn a dial and you're listening to a radio station, to move to online radio. Online radio means everything digital.
Right.
You have it on your phone, digital.
Right.
Okay? Once you guys are listening to those things digital, please support your radio stations that you're listening to. That's all I ask of you. However you want to support it, whether you share it or you do monetary contribution, please support our music, because all our music is all good. Whatever is Jamaican, Bajan, Grenadian,
everybody.
Trinidadian, whatever, support it.
On that note, where they can find you? On YouTube,
Caribbean,
Instagram?
no, they can find me in all formats there.
Okay.
But CaribbeanRadioStations.net, CaribbeanRadioStations.com, Music Man Derek. Right?
All right. So, guys, there you have it. You had Derek here talking about 9/11 and just wrapping up now about his musical career. So, I want to say thank you guys for logging in tonight. Stay tuned for my barbecue blessing. It's on the 26th of August. It's $50 and with a bottle. Food and snacks will be available. Come on out, celebrate. It's 19 years. You know, loving the house every time. Have a blessed, wonderful, and safe night, guys. All right? Once again, Derek, I want to thank you again for logging on and coming to my home. You know, he doesn't live too far from me, so I want to thank you very, very much. Thank you, Mr. Joseph, for accommodating me as always. And everybody, love in the house. Have a blessed night. See you guys next week, God's willing. Good night.